how people buy something on Amazon using Pi coin. Okay, maybe you are not yet a pioneer, but we carried out the test. And there is no way the test happened to Amazon when Jeff Bezos didn't know. Because Jeff Bezos is a rich man in the US. Almost almost 3 people who are very rich there. Jeff Bezos is on the list. The owner of Amazon. There's a lot of things there. But think about it, how he has allowed Pi Network to carry the test to the Amazon platform. There are a lot of things you can connect. Look at how Elon Musk is now selected. Look at how the Tesla Python is starting. Those are the dots that you can connect. Now, this is what United States did. Here are those guys who follow us all over the world, mostly guys from Asia, US, Europe, Africa. I can't really forget my real continent, mostly Nigerians, Burundians, and other who are mostly pioneers around the world. I greet you all. So I'm here today to focus the topic that I want to focus on today. I want really to break down this conspiracy where people normally take time and discuss by saying that there is a connection between the government of US and Pi Network. How can I relate it, and is it really true, or still we need to let it be a conspiracy? I'm going to relate to different, research that I have made, and also relating to the agreement that was signed 50 years ago. And if I try to give out those facts, I think everybody is going to, okay, you can use your brain and connect the dot and get what you want to get. Because the question of today is saying, is really the government of United States is it connected to Pi Network? Because the government of the US has never accepted anything related to crypto before Donald Trump. Because even Donald Trump in 2017, by the time he was elected as the first president before, he even said that Pi Network might be a scam. I mean, not Pi, Bitcoin. That's what he was saying, that cryptocurrency is a scam. But at this time, he has said that cryptocurrency is going to make, as he wrote, and I'm quoting, he said that cryptocurrency is going to make America great again through cryptocurrency. Now, I'm going to share with you this kind of experience, and I'm going to try to tell you there are 2 things that involves in this thing. You know, the only thing that they call might, we all know that it's only God. God, we only say mighty God, but there is another might that the United States, they normally say. They even say mighty dollar. This is common. This is a common word that even Donald Trump liked to use. That there will be nothing that will replace a mighty dollar. The dollar is powerful, has been powerful for a long time. But do you know where it started from? The dollar was there, and it was like normally the way other countries were using dollar up to 1974. There is an agreement that happened in 1974, and it was between Saudi Arabia and the United States. And the agreement was, United States signed the agreement with Saudi Arabia, and they said that they agreed that Saudi Arabia will be selling petrol in terms of dollar. I think you get it. Any country that wants to buy petrol was supposed to first get US dollar, so that it would be able to buy petrol from Saudi Arabia. That was the agreement that was there. So it was in 1974. The agreement was approved, and the king signed in Saudi Arabia, and also the United States signed an agreement and the transaction started happening. So, for example, one of your country, if they wanted maybe to get oil, tanks of oil, they were first supposed to look for dollars. Just before buying dollars, then they go to Saudi Arabia to fill their tanks when they already have dollars. I'm saying it was a must because it was agreed and Saudi Arabia was the best supplier. Now what America also did for Saudi Arabia was to try to tell other countries which have been selling petrol to try to put embargoes on them so that they will not be able to sell petrol. I'm giving you an example of what happened in 2008? I don't remember well. But Iran was excluded because Iran was selling oil in a different currencies. That's why Iran was imposed on embargo because it was not feeling the dream of America to make the dollar mighty. Now, the agreement was in place from 1974, and the agreement was finished in June. The agreement was finished last year, June, on 1st of June 2024. 50 years were over. At this time, America, meaning US has realized that they need to make something strong because they have lost the influence, and it was very hard for Saudi Arabia to renew the contract because America have tried a lot, but because of a lot of things they have done for Muslims, they didn't convince very well Saudi Arabia so that they can sign another deal. By the way, there was no any other currency that have performed like a USD, and so Saudi Arabia, before signing the deal, they didn't know that a currency can be powerful like the way. Look at what they have done to a dollar. Now at this time, Saudi Arabia, the contract was over last year, and USA knew that they will never get another contract that will help the US to perform very well. Returning to 1990, where a doctor called Dr. Harvey Francis Bernard, an engineer and also an economist, he proposed a plan called Nesla and Jesala. He proposed it to the Congress, and he wanted the Congress to get the formula of how they can do a reformation, economic reformation. And he proposed this. He proposed this project because Nesla means National Economic Security and Reformation Act. That's Nesla. So there was a lot of things that he was proposing so that America can stay far away from the debts, and he also proposed global GESALA, which is Global Economics and Security Reformation Act, which was supposed to be applied globally, a reform of economics. It was just a reform of economics which was supposed to be applied globally so that every country can stay far from the debts, because you see now, most of countries have a lot of debt. Think about United States, the way owes more trillions. China, there are a lot of money that they owe some countries in Europe. Look at, and because of a lot of wars that they have really engaged in, look at Vietnam, look at this Afghanistan, this war from Afghanistan, look at this one of Iraq, removing Saddam Hussein. These people, they have already performed in the different wars, and wars doesn't mean like you have soldiers and what. The war means money. Okay, you can be having professional soldiers, but the time they will spend in the war, it is money, it's not soldiers. And that situation has caused America to itself to have more debts. You see, they are still interacting. They are still trying to be in different worlds. Look at how much money they have already spent. Look at how much money they have already spent in Ukraine. So these people, they had project. That's why this doctor called Harvey Francis in 1990, he said, he proposed the Congress the project and the Economic Reformation Act, because they wanted the Congress at least to approve this act so that it can help them to overcome the debt, because they had more debt. Now it was just there, and he proposed the Congress. Okay, the Congress refused the project, but this project has gone into a lot of conspiracy, rumors, speculations around, and up to 2008, when the Congress reviewed the project, and they normally call it a group, sometimes they call it a person, one single person like this. They said that someone called Satoshi Nakamoto, some they call it a group, others they call it a person, but this is the owner, is the foundation of Bitcoin in 2008. That's when the technology of blockchain was invented, and Bitcoin started at this time. Remember, it was, why do I connect dots here? Because there is a lot of things that happened that cannot cause US to accept that Bitcoin belongs to US government. Because now, people, since 2008, after that, America has invaded different countries, and because of colonialism and power and everything, some countries are not happy for US because of influence. Sometimes they impose some conditions, homosexuality and what. So some countries are not happy. That's why US decided to hide itself behind this cryptocurrency industry, because they knew if they launch it and say that they are behind, some countries, most like Arab countries, mostly China, Asia, those countries of China, and those countries are performing so much. Much population belongs to those countries. So they were saying, if we mention that cryptocurrency is our project as a government, some countries like China, some countries like Iran, those countries which are Vietnam, those countries which are not really in love with the United States, they were going to isolate the cryptocurrency. That was real the plan, because isolating the dollar was not easy, because Saudi Arabia had already signed the contract, and it was not easy for a country to survive without buying a petrol. So that's why United States decided to hide itself behind, because there's nothing that CIA or FBI cannot know. Imagine that information that CIA, that nobody knows a group of people that invented Bitcoin. There is no way, because this America has eyes everywhere. They have satellites. They have drones which are flying over our sky. There is nothing they can trace everything in technology, so that they know these things comes from this, because it is very easy. If you do coding in the project in your laptop, it is very easy. You can be tracked, and they know this laptop was bought by this person. It's not something that is difficult. If you do a project, you are putting the project on a GitHub. Maybe you are sharing it in any site you are using. You are using internet search to get. They can know, if they deep inside, they can know who was the owner of this project. But the truth is that they didn't want to be mentioned about this project. So the guy called Donald Trump, when he became a president, seems like things were planned. He started saying that Bitcoin is a scam. What? he started saying Bitcoin. But remember, in 2017, just a year before, after a year, Pi Network started at that time. But how can a man, after only 3 years, after only four years, how can a man just change his words after 3 years, saying that now you see crypto is rigid, we can at least use it to repair our economies, we can use it to repair our debts and what? Think about it. This man has already, this shows that this guy, he has, okay, before he was criticizing this, but at this time, he's ready to use it as a weapon. You get it? Because there are a lot of things after the agreement that was over last year in June. We cannot also forget that after that agreement, we cannot forget that also, after that agreement, we cannot forget that now there were a lot of things that happened and it was there. And let me say, like this correlation of BRICS, and don't think that BRICS has another goal. The only goal which is there that BRICS has is to do the dollarization, to make sure that the dollar will no longer be a might again. US have already got this influence of BRICS, and I would like to remind you that BRICS is Belarus, R is for Russia, I is for Iran, C is for China, S is for South Africa. These are very powerful countries. Even, by the way, they hold almost half of the population of all population of the world. So these people are powerful. I think you understand that they are powerful. And as I'm saying that they are powerful, I'm trying to mean that if they take an initiative to fight against the dollar, if United States doesn't do anything, the dollar is going to be de-dollarized. That's why I'm saying, after that, United States have seen that the dollar is losing the power. That's why they have decided to bring back the formula of this doctor called Dr. Harvey Francis Bernard, whom exposed, let me say, whom brought this formula of Reformation Act, so that they can use it to fight against, so that they are going to stay in power. That's why this project of Pi Network even started. There is a lot of rumors, but the politics in the United States, they are quiet. But you remember the owner of Amazon. Let me give you a big guy. In 2020, you remember this situation. In 2020, there is something we did. We did a test net of how people will buy something on Amazon. They thought of encouraging government to use Pi Network would be very difficult, because the governments are going to fight. They are going, okay, things are not going to go well in one way. But they got a very trick. They invented Pi Network, and they assigned Pi Network to people who are not related. Let me say, you cannot say they are white. Just Asian people. Look at Nicholas. Look at this one, his wife. His wife is also an Asian. I don't know if it's Korea or somewhere else, or China. Look at the way the project is. They wanted so that everyone can understand and join Pi Network. Mostly, you will find that China, Vietnam, Korea, those countries, you find everyone is in the system. And those countries are the one with big population. Look at the way Africans we have already entered the project. Now, our governments, the governments have no power. They are no longer having power to control us, because we are under controlled by the core team. We are under controlled by the United States. They are the ones to decide how our Pi are going to be consumed and how everything is going to be done. That's what I'm saying. This connects these dots. If you connect these dots, you can see that our governments where we are staying, if they allow the price of one pie to be, they will have no control upon us. Mostly, they cannot ban our money. They cannot close our account. It's impossible. They cannot do anything unless when the US will decide. So it is like United States is becoming the big, let me say, is going to govern everything economic. Our presidents that we are going to have around, that we already have around, they are not going to say anything about this economy. They are not going to govern anything. They are not going to control even a small inch of our money. They are just going to wait. They cannot block our account. They cannot limit us from withdrawing. They cannot. They will not even have information about the money that we are holding on our wallets. So, to get information from their population, they will need to kneel down and ask for the information for CIA or maybe something else to get information. So that's why I'm saying there is no doubt. There is no doubt. This Pi Network project, as well as Bitcoin, they are connected to the US government. Why? Look at how Donald Trump said that nationally that we are going to make America a crypto city. And he added and said that we are going to make, he added and said that Bitcoin is going to the moon. How did he know? Okay, you can tell me it's demand and supply, but he's sure about, they are very sure. That's all about deep state. They are trying to give us that. I think you understand what the dots that I'm trying to connect. So, this is my personal research and idea that I'm giving you. I'm trying to prove that Pi Network is connected to the US government because most of my followers, let me say most people watch my video, I've seen it in the comment asking me, is it really? Is it United States connected to Pi Network? Is it really? Or it's just, I'm saying, Bitcoin started at Stanford University, it's in the US. Students, they were there. One of the students who was in the group that started Bitcoin called Nicholas Kalkis, in 2019, he started the project of Pi Network. They are all connected together. You cannot tell me that me, I'm in Kigara, you already know Pi Network, and you tell me that people in the US, they don't know. You are fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself. For them, they know, they have met students, the professor is teaching students online and elsewhere. But you think only Kigali people, they are the ones who know Pi Network. You are wrong at that point. So there is power behind. There is even why, last time I talked, I tried to show you why Pi Network has waited for the inauguration of Donald Trump, so that at least some regulations will not be tied to the cryptocurrency. So there is nothing else I can add upon this research. I don't know how you are digesting this information, but you can also share with me the research. Then we understand that I need really, if you know anything that is connected to Pi Network, connecting Pi Network and the government of US, let me know in the comment, and we shall be together. Thank you very much.